Hello people, welcome to the channel Free Management Education. Today we will discuss about the training and development methods. Here we will discuss about the on-the-job training and the off-the-job training. The on-the-job training like just job instruction training, apprenticeship, coaching, understudy, mentoring, job rotation, etc. Off-the-job like important are vestibule training, lectures and conference, syndicate, simulation training, transaction analysis, sensitivity training. So moving on. So now comes training and development and their difference. So what is training? It is focused on developing specific skills in employees to enable an employee to do the present job better. Okay. And development is focused on developing overall competencies of the employees to enable overall growth of the employee. Okay. So training is about developing some specific skills, like if you are a programmer or if you want to enter into the world of programming jobs, then you need to know the several specific programming languages and their advanced methods to do that particular job better. Okay. And development is about the overall growth of the employees from his managerial skills, decision making skills to various decision handling skills and every other aspects. Okay. Developing every other aspect of the employee. That is the overall growth. That is development. Training is more about job oriented and development is career oriented. Okay. In training, non-managerial persons are trained and in development, managerial personnels are developed. Okay. Training is short term and development is long term. Obviously, if you want to learn programming or if you already know programming and you want to go to an advanced level, then you have to learn some specific techniques or some advanced level stuffs. Okay, some advanced level data structure algorithms to enter into that field. So that is short term training. Okay, and development is a long term training. Types of training. On the job training are these: job instruction, apprenticeship, coaching, understudy, mentoring, job rotation, participation in deliberations. And off the job trainings are these: vestibule training, lecture and conferences, syndicate, simulation training, sensitivity training, transaction. So now comes on the job training. Okay, it is the first is job instruction training or JIT. Okay, it is also known as training through step by step. It involves listing of all necessary steps involved in the job performance with a sequential arrangement of all steps. That is, if you have to do this first, then you can do the second. Okay, then you go to the third. That is a sequence. There is a particular sequence. Okay, these steps show what is to be done, how to be done, and why to be done. Okay. Then comes apprenticeship. Here the trainee, also called apprentice, learns doing a technical job under the guidance of a skilled person in that job, such as jobs like draftsman, machinist, printer, toolmaker, electrician, etc. Coaching or understudy. Here direct personal instructions and guidance, usually with demonstration and continuous critical evaluation and correction. Okay. Here apprenticeship is more about practical training, like machinist, printer, electrician. They are more about practical training, and coaching is direct person instruction or theory based kind of. Okay. Here trainee works normally as an assistant under the direction and supervision of a person. Okay. Next comes mentoring. Here a senior manager acts as a mentor of a trainee, either a new recruit or an experienced person likely to occupy a higher position in the new future. Okay. Here the senior manager acts as the mentor of the trainee. He or she guides the trainee, okay, so that the trainee can occupy his or her position later in the near future. Okay. Next comes job rotation. That is movement of an employee from one functional area to another area or from one plan to another plan on a planned basis. Okay. Such movement ranges from 6 months to years before a person is established in a particular job or department. The movement is not meant for transfer. Okay, this is not meant for transfer, but it is meant for learning the interdependence of various jobs. I have already made a video on job rotation, job shadowing, okay, and various other. I will include the link in the description box. Just go through it. Okay. So job rotation is about movement of the employee from one area to another area, and it is not a transfer. Okay. It is about making the employee aware of the different jobs and their interrelations. Now participation in deliberation, that is developing employee by their participation in decision making, okay, improving their insights actually. Vestibule training, here the trainee learns his jobs on the equipment which he will use in his actual work performance. It is useful for those employees who are likely to handle sophisticated machine or equipment. If you can take the example of army, okay, they learns the job on the equipment they will use on the actual work performance, okay. They are not always going to war, but they need to know how to use the guns effectively, okay, or how to use their minds effectively in critical situations. That is kind of a vestibule training. Lectures and conferences, it is a knowledge based management method. Here efforts is made to expose participants to concepts and theories and basic principles, etc. Consider yourself a student and you will know lectures and conference, okay, because we all are in that positions where we get lectures and conference in either school, college, on or coaching, etc. Okay, basically these aim at transmission of knowledge pertaining to the relevant area. Lecture method emphasizes one-way communication, that is the teacher gives the lectures only, like what I am doing right now, I am giving the lecture. And here conference method provides opportunity for two-way communication. Suppose it is a live video, then there is a two-way communication. I am teaching and you can ask some questions also, okay, in that particular moment, okay. So that is lectures and conference. Next comes the simulation training. Here that is creating a situation in the learning environment similar to the organizational situation, okay. The four common methods are, for the first one is role playing. Here human interaction in imaginary situation, okay. Trainees develop better perspective in performing their job because they may see jobs from different angles, okay. Why is it an imaginary situation? Because suppose you are a trainee and you have to role play like like a manager, okay. You have to play the role of a manager. So that is an imaginary situation. You are not the manager, but you are playing the role of a manager to get a better perspective, okay. So that is the role playing method. Next comes the in-basket method. Here the variety of situation is given, like different types of incoming email, okay, or incidents, and trainees are asked to set their priorities for dealing with these mails or incidents, okay. Various types of tasks are given, be it mail or various incidents or documents, files, etc., and the trainees are asked to set their priorities, that is which one they will do it first or do it later, like that. Thus, he or she can learn techniques of giving priorities to various problems faced by them. Okay. Then comes case study. It involves dealing with a case in a group. You know already case study, just go through the lines. Management game or business game. It is a form of simulation which involves sequential decision making exercise. Okay, this is important. It involves the participation of two or more teams. Okay, with each team having 4 to 7 participants. Each competing team is given a company to operate in the light of the situations provided in the game, which includes nature of the market environment, nature of facilitating and restraining factors. Okay, suppose there are two teams and one team is given a company and they are asked to operate in the situation like there is inflation or there is COVID-19 right now, like what is happening right now. How will you operate this? How the operations of the company can be made more effective in the light of this scenario like inflation, COVID-19. That is various incidents or various market environment situations are given, or there is several government restrictions. How will you operate in such situations? How will your marketing strategy will be? Okay, so the competing team is given a company to operate in the light of the situations provided in the game, which includes nature of the market environment. Next comes the sensitivity training. It is also known as the laboratory or T group training. Okay, it is a small group interaction process in the unstructured form, okay, which requires people to become more sensitive to others' feelings in order to develop reasonable group activity. This type of training helps participants to become aware of their emotions and emotional reactions. Okay, that is, there are various people in a team and you need to know what other feels about a decision. Okay, you need to understand why that person feels about this decision. That is, you should be empathetic. Okay, that is the sensitivity training. Then comes the transactional analysis. Okay, so what is transactional analysis? It refers to the method of analyzing and understanding interpersonal behavior through analysis of transactions, okay, which takes place between two or more persons. Okay, you are about to analyze the interpersonal behavior through the analysis of transaction. That means through the ways of, not about monetary transaction. This is about transaction between, there may be talking. Okay, there may be some document handling, like that. Many things can be, not only monetary transactions. The basic objective is to understand the interpersonal behavior. Okay, so when people interact, there is a social transaction. Okay, that is, this is about social interaction. When people interact, there is a social transaction in which one person sends stimulus requiring response and the another person responds. Okay, suppose you sent a friend request to someone in Facebook and that person accepts it. That is, that person responds. Also, you sent him a response. Okay, you send stimulus, that is the friend request. You are sending the stimulus, that is the friend request, and that requires response from the person who is receiving it. And if that person accepts or rejects, that is the person responds. So stimulus and response are based on the psychological states of the persons concerned. Obviously, they are also known as ego states. Obviously, that person will accept your request or not. It wholly depends on that person's psychological state. Okay, many people don't want to accept the unknown requests, so that is their psychological state. A transaction is complementary when stimulus and response occurs from the same ego states. Okay, it is complementary, that is, they complete each other kind of. When the transaction is complementary, interpersonal interaction proceeds further and objective of the transaction is achieved. No need to read all this, just know that transactional analysis it is about understanding the interpersonal behavior through transactional analysis. It is about understanding interpersonal behavior. Okay, when there is transaction, that doesn't mean it is about monetary transaction. Understand that. Okay. Now the self-development method, the self-behavior management, engaging in constructive behavior, which leads to attainment of goals, time management, process of planning and organizing how to divide one's time between specific activities, and development through self-study. Okay. So this is the end of this video. So thanks for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe to this channel for more updates. Okay. And my email ID is given in the description box. Do comment if you want some specific videos on some specific topics. Okay. Thank you. Stay safe. Take care of your family.